Good morning. Welcome to Relationship Wednesdays with me, Nixie Ann.
And me, Susan Joroge. I hope you guys are psyched and ready for today's show. This is KTN.
Life and Style.
Yeah, where we give
Dun,
you the
dun,
best
dun. First of all, speaking of style, who dressed you?
Oh, girl, I was dressed by La Elegant. This dress is so cute and comfortable.
Yeah, she always comes through. I
She
like the
always comes
material.
through. Thank you.
And I was told by Vomi. Shout out to you for always supporting the show. Anyway, you know the drill. We have what's trending on the social, and then later on we're gonna have
DMC, where things get real serious, where we delve into the main topic of the day with our fantastic panelists that we have, by the way. And then after that,
Keeping It Real, where you can use the hashtag KTN Life and Style, hashtag Relationships Wednesday. Let us know any relationship questions that you might have, because we're going to have experts to settle down your worries.
Yep.
And then later on, we're going to have Tonight on KTN, and today
it is with Laura. We have borrowed her from KTN Buridani. Just to give us a little dose of what to expect tonight on KTN. Later on Wednesday.
We've decided to do a mashup thing where, you know, they're our bros, our sisters, so we can as well just support each other. But first things first, it's actually starting off on a solemn note. Because on the social, what's been trending last week, we had Diane Hamcarroll, who died at the age of 84.
Yeah, so she was like a revolutionary... Try again. Revolutionary. African American who really like started off Black Hollywood, and she was one of those first Black actresses to show and prove that Black women could do the same role just like any other women of any other ethnicity. So she was a very big deal in opening up the doors, you know, breaking the glass ceiling, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she died at the age of 84, of course, cancer. I don't know why I said of course, but it's a thing where when you get to like your old ages, it's this lively whatever diseases that always just take away the people.
Yeah.
And then her best friend is actually Tyson. She's 94 years old. That's crazy. 84, 94. I don't know what our expectancy rate is, but I don't think it's 84 and 94.
Actually, people are living longer, so maybe, because medicine is getting better.
Okay.
So people are in fact living longer, so maybe.
There is...
God willing, we'll make it to a good solid 84, 85.
Amen, amen, amen.
Now, in other tragic news, there is a woman, okay, who has been sentenced to jail exactly 19 years for beating her toddler to death. As in...
And the reason is
now that's
ridiculous.
A problem. The reason is because he refused to eat a hot dog.
How important would it be for you to eat a hot dog?
Okay, I was those kids for like tafuna meza. I know it can be frustrating or whatever, but there is no reason to beat up your child.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's really sad.
I think they need to look into what else was in that story and if she's 100% okay, because there's nothing, you know, normal about that. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
For somebody
also,
to
this
behave
thing
that way.
of killing each other, killing your kids, and
Yeah.
whatever, punishing them in extreme cases, it's an international crisis, honestly.
It is, yeah,
I
because
don't
this
know.
was actually in the UK. This was not in Kenya.
Yeah.
This was in the UK.
So it's something that needs to be looked into globally. It's
Yeah.
just not a thing that's happening here. Because the other day we had it in Kenya, I think in Kakamega, there was this guy who killed the son over a fight over a cup of tea. And I'm thinking...
Yeah, yeah.
It just shows how much frustrations we have as individuals,
Yes.
and we just keep on projecting.
People are not okay and things are fake, and it's so unfortunate what happened in that situation, because now you can imagine she's going to jail for almost 2 decades, and on top of that she's going to have to live with the fact that she's the one who killed her own son.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
But just to lighten up your mood, because I've been waiting for this, did you watch Lupita's rap?
Yes!
I was like, sis, first of all, like, who are you?
I had no idea she was like such a serious MC.
Yeah. And so she was just over there spitting bars and whatever. Oh my God, you all should just like listen to the clip or something. It's on Instagram. Lupita, she's been trending the whole 24 hours.
Cool. She was on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
She has her alter ego for rap now. She's called Troublemaker. And I was like, okay, skr, look at you, girl.
And then there is this thing that I've noticed with a lot of celebrities, yeah? It gets to a place, someone like Rihanna, you get to a place, you're no longer doing the usual. You start doing like cloth designs, some shoe designs and whatever. So it's that thing where they're just like stretching their boundaries, and now they can do literally anything.
Anything that they want.
That's
so
true.
Rita, we're ready for that album is what we're saying.
It's about time. time.
We are ready.
Yeah, matching to Kanye's
Beats, exactly.
you know. So here is another thing. There are people who are getting new bays in this country of ours, and I'm thinking, watu wana apply wapi?
Thank you.
Watu wako bay number 3, wako bay number... What?
Let me tell you something. Jesus is my bay, okay?
Yeah. Here is the thing, Ofweneke's new bay. It's been trending, and I'm thinking, okay, so if you don't know who Ofweneke is, you need to watch
First of all,
Thursday
you're
Night
on
Live.
KTN Home, and you should really be watching Thursday Night Live, okay?
Yeah, he is a very hilarious person. He's an MC. We had him on the show some time back. But here is the thing. He now has a new bae. They've been trending
She's
for a
cute.
minute.
That was like a super cute picture.
She's really, really gorgeous. She's
Yeah.
really, really gorgeous. But in other news, other people are getting new bays. Other people are saying that they are bayless. Hashtag Otile Brown. Do you always have to announce your
First of
miseries?
all, Otile has a lot. Should I actually read what he put on his story? I don't know if you guys saw it. I will actually read it for you because I just thought it was so extreme and low-key unnecessary. Anyway, Otile Brown says, "For my exes, I feel sorry for y'all because y'all can't move on. You're sad and miserable. Your smiles are fake, acting like y'all are happy in your new relationships. With love, it's self-explanatory. You don't have to try hard. Anybody can just tell." I want to emphasize that he spelled try as T-R-I-E.
Oh, cute.
Otile, I don't know why you're talking about your exes and their fake smells when you are fake English. Okay?
That's the thing. The other thing
Let's
is
like-
projecting. And then, you know, here's the thing. Actually,
Plus,
let
if
me
they're
just...
your exes, moving on, you should prove you're moving on by not talking about them.
That's the thing.
None of them are
Maybe
talking
give us
about
another
you.
album, another song, something, like do something with
maybe
your
write
life
it
that's
in a-
relevant.
Yeah, write it in a song.
Yeah, and then this is the thing, yeah? This thing for when you break up, oh, tell the nation, or when you get married, tell the nation. Trust me, we are not your real friends. We actually don't care. Like, go tell your mom, your guardians, you know, your brothers, your sisters. We actually, people on the internet, literally, are
Don't
just
care.
there to see the drama and see you miserable and you're having so much fun. So, Otile, maskini pole sana.
Just chill, just chill, just chill. Anyway, for the main topic today, I'm really excited because today we are going to be discussing your relationship with money.
Money.
Specifically, we are talking savings and investments. How much do you think that you should save? Is there like a formula? Is there a certain amount? How much money do you think you should have so you can be like, Mimi Sasa, I'm ready to invest? Is there a certain amount or you can start anywhere? What are all the different options that you have available to you? And is it different depending on the kind of person you are? We don't know.
Okay, but before we get to all that, of course, we have experts on the show, something that you should really be looking forward to. Send all of your questions, but right about now, we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back with a video that you really need to watch.
Welcome back. You are watching KTN Life and Style, and this is Relationship Wednesdays. Now, today we are talking about your relationship with money, savings and investments. How much do you think that you need to have to be able to achieve these things, and how exactly can it work for your lifestyle? And we have fantastic panelists today who are going to guide us through exactly that. I'm sitting here with Felicitas and Adelaide. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. We really appreciate you guys coming through.
Thank you.
And of course, my co-host, Anne Nixie.
Still here.
Yes, still here. So this is DMC, where we get into the thick of things and we talk about what they do and how they think about savings and investments and what they think works for the Kenyan public right now. But first of all, thank you for waking up very early to come struggle to our
It
show.
was a struggle, but yeah, we're so happy to be here.
I really love your coat.
Thank you. It's a kente from one of my friends from Ghana. She actually makes this from silk, and she blends silk and cotton to actually make it. So
That's
really
really cute.
pretty,
Yeah?
Thank you.
I
Thank
should
nice
probably
color.
borrow it for next Wednesday.
Okay, yeah. borrow away, and I'll have her fix you a few for other shows.
But anyway, so Adelaide, you run an entire company, Blue Wave.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us the inception of the same, where your vision, what your vision is, and what you've done, or rather what you've achieved so far in your company.
Thank you. So, how much time do I have? Because I can talk about Blue Wave for 6 hours.
Trust me, when it's time, I'll stop you.
Okay, fine. so really the birth of Blue Wave came about in many people try to secure wealth or they have an income, but you find that maybe different risks in life actually erode all that.
Okay.
And if you're really looking at the common African, very many times people sink so much further into poverty because of insurable risks. So we always start by explaining about a story of our customer called Joseph, whose wife is diagnosed of kidney failure. He needs 36,000 shillings to take her for treatment. He's unable to raise this amount of money, so he does what almost everyone in his situation does, goes for a harambe to fundraise. 2 weeks later, he only makes 12,000 shillings. He's a fisherman in Lake Victoria, so he's forced to sell his boat. Selling his boat takes his wife for treatment. 3 weeks later, she's dead. So he has to go back again to the community to fundraise for a burial. So you find that no matter how much Joseph would have tried to amass wealth, how much he would have tried to maybe evade these issues, he would just have gotten a lot more in a worse situation. So for Blue Wave, we really work for Joseph, because all the different risk areas that he was actually facing were insurable. So we work day and night, driven to actually ensure that we have insurance solutions that work for him. Can he buy into insurance in Kabondo? Does he have to walk 10 kilometers looking for an insurance company to buy into it? He can dial 15 minutes, dials a short code, *890, *50 hash, and in just less than 15 seconds, he can enroll into insurance up to 100,000 life insurance, 100,000 disability, and almost 10,000 shillings hospital cash for just 300 bob a month. So the idea is, how do we get insurance in the hands of every single person who needs it? Because how much you save is nothing if you have not insured this wealth. And we'll talk a lot more about money and how to do that later in the show. So, but the vision behind Blue Wave is to get insurance in the access to insurance, every African in less than 20 seconds. Even the person with the most simple, basic, futuristic phone, Kabambe or Katwin, you know, you have no excuse. 20 bob, 40 bob, you can get insured.
That's beautiful.
Right.
I really want to understand that, the fact that when you have 20 shillings, you can actually get insured. But Phyllis says you're running a very good campaign, the 52-week saving challenge. Just tell us a little bit about that. Also, why 52 weeks? Because I'm being
52 weeks in a year, babes.
Oh, okay.
There's 52 weeks in a year for all of you who are wondering why. Yes, actually. Yes.
Okay.
52 weeks in a year. So I'm the admin of the 52-week savings challenge Kenya Facebook group. So we basically deal with saving, first of all, because it's the first step for most people. And then we deal with many other personal finance issues, like people come with their problems relating to money, and we discuss them there, and we ensure that they get an answer. Yeah, so that's, in a nutshell, that's what we do.
So the 52-week challenge is that you have to save a certain set amount every week.
So initially that was it. Like for most people, when we started, we were a really small group of people, and the idea was to convince these people to save, because I'm a saver myself, but a lot of people I was interacting with, like my friends and colleagues, they would tell me, oh, it's so hard to save in this economy, even back then. Yeah, this economy story has not started today. So people have always said, like, you know, it's so hard to save, there are so many bills to pay, there's so much to do. So I started it just to convince them that it was possible to save for their goals. And so, but it ended up, you know, attracting many other people, because it was something they could relate to. Like, I also want to save, can I join the group? So initially we started as women, and then these women's husbands and brothers and uncles and everyone also wanted to join, and we thought, okay, let's also include the men, because we can all learn from each other. So yeah, so that's basically what we do. So the initial amount was 50 shillings. And for many people, oh, 50 shillings, that I can do. So 50 shillings, they were able to do it. And then as it goes along, it gets a bit harder. So we said, okay, you can even divide the total amount into a weekly amount or a monthly amount and save what you're able to save. Because not everyone has the same amount of income. So some people will tell them, why don't you save, you know, 10% of your income, because, you know, these particular lump sum at the end, 68,000 or 137,000, perhaps it's too high for you based on your income. So why don't you save 10% of what you earn? There are people saving, you know, 500 a month. There are people saving much more based on what they earn. There are people who save up to 300,000 a year. and they're able to do, you know, things and achieve their goals. So it's not really a set amount. So we accommodate everyone because we don't want it to be like only those who earn this much money
Yes.
are able to save, because that's something I had a lot at the beginning.
Yeah.
Only those who earn a lot of money. We had the other day in the news that only a few Kenyans have like 100,000 in the bank. So we don't want it to be like, you know, only those people who earn that kind of money or a certain kind of money are the ones who can save. We want it to be like Blue Wave. We want it to be accessible even to those who think that they can't save, that it's actually possible for them.
So the challenge was actually designed with a goal at the end. So you started off with, I have this goal, it's going to cost me this much.
Yes.
And then now let me figure out how I can save for that every week.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you feel that usually that's more helpful or gets people to save with more consistency and more dedication as opposed to just I save? So I usually take my salary and then I say I put that 10% or that 15% or that 20%. Yeah, maybe I'm not saving for a thing. I'm not saving for a trip. I'm not saving for
Yes,
fees.
yeah.
I'm not saving for a baby. I'm not saving for like any one thing. I'm just saving because we're told save. My mom says save. My dad says save. Everyone says save.
So there are people, like initially when people join the group, it's out of curiosity.
Okay.
Like especially at the end of the year. At the end of the first year, that was 2016. So we were discussing how much did you save and, you know, how much money. And it turned out that people were saving in piggy banks, which I had totally no idea, because I always used to advise them to save in money market funds or M-Shwari, whatever is accessible to you that won't be too much of a hassle, or even a standing order at the bank. So it turned out that there was this section of people who are saving in piggy banks. And so when we were discussing like how much did you save and, you know, were you able to save? So people broke the piggy banks and, you know, poured the money, and it was quite a lot of money. And, you know, took photos, and the photos were shared all over. And so everyone wanted to come and join the piggy bank challenge. Yes. So a lot of people came for curiosity, like, is this money real? Are these the Illuminati people? You know, who exactly are these people and where are they getting this money to save? Yeah, so some people joined for curiosity, and then along the way, they now became serious. Like, oh, okay, I'm seeing people are serious here. Let me try it. Like, I don't really have a goal. I've never saved, so let me try and see if I can actually save.
Yeah.
And then they actually save, and they come and they say, oh, wow, I have never saved before, but I've saved 100,000 shillings. I think I'll take my mom on a trip to appreciate her.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have a goal then, but now let me do this for my mom or for somebody or for my parents or for myself. And then now I start thinking about, okay, now that I see it's possible to save, let me now do something serious about it.
And then again, you know, people normally have this notion that before you start saving, you have to have a certain amount of income. How soon would you advise people to start saving?
I think if you're, at whatever age, and I have 2 children. One is 6, another one is 8, and we give them tasks, and we get them to, with those tasks, they can get either 50 shillings, 100 shillings, depending.
Okay.
From as young as you are to as old as you are, all different phases of life, you meet different kind of needs. So for them, they're really big about, they want phones, they want Oreos, they want very simple dreams, but I believe saving must have a goal. Like, we need to start having a culture of setting goals and targets, so that we get out of the, oh my gosh, I have 100,000 shillings. Let me, okay, and I'm not downplaying the idea of sending somebody for a trip. I mean, it's beautiful to relax and all, but you can find that 100,000 shillings might actually get you a piece of land somewhere, because that is an immense amount of money. So having a goal-oriented approach helps you to grow. So like for my kids, when they were having this little 100 bob, 50 bob, 200 bob, and they see that, okay, a phone, you will need at least 6,000 shillings, I'll need to work harder, I'll need to clean my room and do a lot more so that I can be able to do that. So they start contextualizing, work, and how hard I had to do this work to be able to achieve this goal. And once I achieve this goal, there's a celebration around it, and then you move to the next goal and next goal. So when we started with dreaming about Oreos, right now they're thinking about phones. And how do I move from a phone to a tablet? Like now my son wants to start doing a YouTube channel to start showing people how he plays Roblox. So he wants a laptop, and I'm like, I don't know how many times you'll clean your room to be able to get a laptop, but I think, and it starts at that level, and when you're young, you encompass, you have dreams to perhaps start dating.
Yeah.
Are you going to spot bet to get money? And let's get out of the quick wins and have that goal setting. In campus, you have different risks, but you also have different goals. So those goals, out of campus, you're going to start getting married, you're going to start tammacking, and you'll need money to be able to send your CVs out, etc. Once you're done that, you're getting married now, the children are coming. So I believe that we should start creating a mindset of goal setting, because goal setting helps you achieve the goal, and then you move to the next goal. And it's the same across with business everywhere.
Yeah.
If you don't have a vision or a goal on what you want to achieve, you'll just be doing the same thing over and over.
Again, yeah.
So different streams of life, from when you're young to when you're in college to when you're getting married to even retirement. It's very shocking that very many people don't even think about retirement and how life will be, and the risks around retirement, the health risks that are around it, and the shocks that come at that stage. And you cannot start a business at 55 or 60. There was one hit wonders where you would do that, but it's very many of us, almost 95% of us, you cannot start absorbing the shocks of starting a business at that age set. So I believe that it's really, really important for us to have a goal set orientation. And if you have a goal and a vision, of course, cushion that around the different shocks and risks that would occur.
Yeah.
And then let's get out of the mentality of fundraising. Weddings, people are fundraising. Funerals, people are fundraising. Because we just do not do proper planning and proper risk mitigation to ensure that we actually are successful. So goal planning is awesome. I think.
What you're doing for your children is really good, yeah?
Right.
But a lot of people actually give the excuse that the way I was brought up, or rather the blueprint they picked from their parents, they just tend to like go with it. And that's why you saw your mom and dad fundraising for a wedding.
Yes.
You're going to fundraise for your own
For
wedding,
your
you
wedding,
know.
yeah.
So is there like something people can do to just know that you don't necessarily have to adapt the blueprint that you were born in?
I think in the African culture, there's been a little bit of stigma and shame and talking about money.
Yeah.
Even if you have money, we were not really raised to talk about financial planning.
Yeah.
I mean, we always saw our parents paying fees, and I had an amazing dad, and he did very well for 8 of us to take us to because he really invested in good education. But you found that real hardcore training for our children on money and how like money comes out of work and out of work or talent or gifts or whatever, you get this kind of money. We didn't really have that. So we have this obscure ideas about money because we don't really have it engraved even in our education system.
Right.
All through primary school, I mean, I don't even remember having any conversation.
It was just
math.
It was just
Money.
math and chemistry and science and all manner of things that are thrown at us. But as an African culture and our African education system and society, we don't really get into the core of training our children. Like I remember, like it was, you don't even talk about what you earn. You don't talk about those. It's such a hush-hush sort of a secret thing. So money is a secret. So we are always we are betting and we are doing things and everything is a secret around money.
Yeah.
But we need to start creating a culture where we are talking about vision, we are talking about money, we are talking about planning, and it all goes into relationships. I've been married for 10 years, and I'm getting into a relationship where I've been taught to be very quiet about your money and all that. And for them, perhaps, and maybe your spouse, is coming from a culture where they really talk about money openly. So breaking those stereotypes of society to be able to just start having this money conversation with children and removing that obscurity and shame and secrecy is, I think, what is really going to help us as a society. Because we're a rich culture, we have a lot of resources, but that money is still a bit of a
just keep it to ourselves.
Almost, secrecy and
hata venye unatumanga balance and then you erase.
I'm like,
una delete Fuliza outstanding amount or
all that. Guys, we are going to take a short break, but do not forget, talk to us on social media and send any questions you have on savings, on investments. If you have a particular money issue and you have questions about it, you can send it through to us using the hashtag KTN Life and Style on Twitter or message our Facebook page, KTN Life and Style. We'll be right back after this commercial break.